Ciao Bella! Welcome to Bello Uncinetto. I'm Christina, and I'm so glad that you're here with me today. If you're new, welcome in. If you're returning, welcome back. No matter how long you've been here, I always appreciate your time. Today, I'm going to go through part one of this book and do a label my library. Now, I have recorded all three sections for book looks. You have not seen all three of them yet, but I have recorded all three of them. Um, and I don't know how I'm gonna do it as far as like book look, label my library, book look, label my library, or I might just do look at all these books and then I don't know. But I am trying to weigh out the content that I am putting out because I love my channel. I love talking to all of you. I love spending time with all of you. I love reading your comments, getting your emails, but paying attention to how some of my videos are doing. Um, I'm trying to see. I don't want to put out 6 book looks in a row because then people get, oh my god, another one. So I'm trying to vary the content a little bit, but also make it easy on myself, right? Because I do work a full-time job. I do have a family. I do not make money off of my YouTube channel, despite what some people think. I don't make any money off of this. If you want to give me watch hours, great. But I don't, because that's what I'm missing, right? I'm missing the watch hours in a quantity to make money off of my channel. It's not necessarily my goal to make money off the channel, because even when you do get monetized, you don't make a whole heck of a lot, right? So I would have to get tens of thousands, if not hundreds of thousands of views for it to make a big difference right now. And I don't even have 2,000 subscribers, which none of that is complaining, please. There's no begging, there's no complaining. I am happy with my channel, right? I'm small enough where I can still talk to everyone who comments. I can build a relationship with people that are commenting. They email me, they join my Facebook group, all of those things, right? It's still small enough to be like manageable with a full-time job because this is not my full-time job. So I do put out content 3 days a week, but I do want to try to vary the content that I'm putting out because I don't want it to be stacked a whole bunch of things and then viewership drop off because I'm doing, like I said, 6, 7, 8 book looks in a row. So I'm trying to vary what I'm doing. So I'm going to do the label my library because you have seen the first part of this. And if you're new here and you don't know what this book is, I found this book in a drawer in my bedroom. I've had it for several years, but I brought it upstairs because it had some kitchen um, projects in it, and I love to use cotton. And I was like, oh, I'd love to try a new washcloth pattern, a new dish towel pattern, so forth, so on. And I have another book also that I haven't done any videos on yet that's down here that has some basic patterns in it as well. And both of them were in a drawer. And I was cleaning up in my room and I went to pull out the drawer and I was like, why is it so heavy? And there was this book and another book in the drawer with yarn on top because I was like, oh, it's just yarn. So I went to pull and I was like, oh, that yarn is not that heavy. So this book I actually got at Ollie's. You can see it was $5.99. I have not lived in the U.S. for a couple of years now. I did go into an Ollie's this past summer when I was in the States, but I didn't like, we bought like beach supplies. Honestly, we didn't buy, wasn't looking for crafting books. Although I have heard that there's not a lot of crafting books at Ollie's right now. So I don't know. But this is a 3-in-1 book. right? There are 3 different books in one, and I have been doing videos on each of the sections. So I didn't want to do all of them because there's over, it says 35 plus patterns. There's over 50 patterns in this book. I think there's 58. So I'm just going to do Label My Library on the first book because that's the only book you've seen thus far, right? So I'm going to get my sticky notes ready. And Label My Library, I'll talk about that while I'm doing this. Label My Library is something that I picked up from Sam over at Memphis Makes because she has a much more extensive collection of patterns and booklets and things than I do. And I've been to her house, and I can tell you that she has an extensive collection. It is amazing. I don't have that many. So she was doing the book looks. You know, there are a lot of people who do book looks on their channel, but she came up with the Label My Library. As far as I know, she was the only person that was doing it, and I was like, hey, would you mind if I hopped on that bandwagon, because I thought it was a neat idea. So essentially, you have a book or a leaflet or something that has patterns in it, right? And you will mark the things that you really want to do that spark joy for you, or you say, oh, I know that someone who would really, really love this, so I'm going to make this for them, so forth and so on. Whatever that happens to be, right? And you take a little sticky note or flag or whatever, and you mark that. And at some point, when you go back to that book and you pick it up, you're like, oh, what projects did I really like? Now, that doesn't mean that you're going to make those projects in that order. That doesn't mean that you're going to, that those are going to be the next projects that you make. That's not what this is about. It's just kind of giving you that sense of purpose when you pick the book back up, right? And going forward from there. So I think it's a good idea. I really liked it, and I thought that would be cool to do. So the first part of this book, again, is called Quick Crochet for the Home. And I will put the link at the end of this video and also in the description box to the book look for this, so that you can see if you want the quick crochet for the home book. I did find that book on Amazon. I have not found this whole 3-in-1 book on Amazon. A friend of mine did find it on a different website, but it was sold out. So I'm not going to bother putting it up for you guys to look at if you can't buy it, right? But they did at one point sell this book as a whole 3-in-1 somewhere. So I am going to just kind of go through the... I like this poof. So there's this in here, but I'd be so afraid that my cat would just, because he's still a little more playful than, well, a little bit more destructive when he's playful. So I don't want to put that in there. You know, part of me really, really, really wants to make these coasters because, sorry, I'm just marking things. They so look like middle fingers to me. They so look like middle fingers to me. And I know I said that when I opened the book and I showed you guys before. But part of me just wants to make, I just want to make them. I don't know. I know that's not the point of them. They're not designed to be middle fingers, but they look like middle fingers. I'm trying to There's so many things in here. Like, I like some of these rugs. I like some of these placemats. But then it's like, okay, Christina, what are you actually going to make? Like, the napkin rings, I'm not going to make those. But you know what? I think I'm not going to make a spa jar cover. I'm not going to put touches on my towels. I like that rug, but I don't want to go through all of that pattern right now. I don't need another blanket taking up, excuse me, taking up space. Okay, so I think I have the ones that I want to make. Maybe. There's more, but there's more than... So I really like the door hanger, but I would make it with cotton. I wouldn't make it with acrylic because it would stretch too much, but I would want like a plastic backing. So there's this door hanger that I would like to make, but I don't know if I'm gonna, I don't know if that's what I'm gonna do. Okay, I know for sure. Where's the one that I found? I want to make some of these. I don't know if I'm gonna make them exactly like this, but I know I want to make some chair covers. So I've had my table for a little while now, and I might eventually get it reupholstered, the seats, but not right now. Not right now, friend. So I'm going to, and I have some nice acrylic that I could make it with. I mean, I could make it with cotton too, but if you drop food or something and you put it on acrylic, you can wash it just as well as you can cotton. It's not going to make a ton of difference. So there's that one. And then I was thinking about this just because I want to try this. I want to try this stitch so bad. This looks so cool. This pillow, this breakfast in bed pillow. So I'm going to put one on there because I want to try that stitch. And then I really think I like these bookends, but I don't think that my daughter would want them anymore. Like these, she loves foxes, right? But I don't think that she would want those anymore. When she was really little, if I had made them, I think she would have been so excited, even though she's not a big reader. So while I would like to make those, maybe I could make them and put them in my classroom or something. But then again, kids would be touching them all the time and wanting to play with them, and they're not toys. Then I would get upset. They're ruining my hard work. So maybe that's not a good idea. Okay, so I think I'm gonna make this next one is gonna be this rug. It's the Chef's Best rug, and it says to use a 15mm hook. I don't know if I have a 15mm hook, but you hold 2 strands of yarn together as you're making the rug. And then, but I like throw rugs. I like having them, and it would be a great way to use up some of this yarn that I have holding it double, right? So, and you can change the main color. So like you can have all of these colors, but then you can also change the main color and make it, because I think that's what they do in here. They change it from like white to pewter to something else to... Oh no, they didn't. Okay, so they just held white, and then they used pewter, lettuce, iced aqua, and mango as the four colors. So pewter, it looks purple though. I guess it's gray, but it looks purple. Even in the picture, it looks purple. To my eyeballs, anyway. Maybe you're like, no, that's gray, Christina. But anyway, so I'll show you again the three that I would like to make. Would be this Chef's Best rug. Maybe I'll get to the middle finger coasters one day. These seat covers. And then this breakfast in bed pillow. Those are the three, because I really, that stitch, well, here, I'll show you this close up. Look, it looks so cool. And I just want to know how to do it. I think it would be really neat. Textured pillow. Um, and I don't have a lot of pillows. I've only ever made like 3 pillows, and they've all gone to somebody else's house. I've never kept them for myself. So that was part 1 of quick crochet for the home. And well, part 1 that which was quick crochet for the home, and I will be back with parts 2 and 3, book looks and label my libraries eventually. But until I see you again, be well, be safe, and be the change you wish to see in the world, everyone. Ciao bella!